Hey guys, it's KayBeast. Happy Halloween! It is October 31st, which means Inktober is done. So here is my final piece. Out of all the sketches that I did when I was preparing for the final run of Inktober pieces, this was the one I was the most excited about, so I knew that I had to save this one for last. And I'm very glad I did, because I spent a long time on it, and it's probably my favorite piece of the whole month. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So I knew going into Inktober that at some point I would want to draw something involving the Mexican Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, because I really just like the imagery of that celebration. And I was originally thinking of doing some fan art from the movie Book of Life, which is a really beautiful movie, but when I was doing my sketches, this came up instead, and I went with it. So I just drew a girl with some Day of the Dead themed makeup, and I had a lot of fun working on it with my inks, and I also threw in my Finetec pearlescent watercolors at the end, and it was overall just a lot of fun to work on. So here I'm just doing a wash in the background. I wanted the background to be pretty dark, and I also threw some salt on there and then left it to dry for a while before I continued on it. So yeah, no, this one was a lot of fun, so I'm pretty thrilled with it. And I'm in the process of actually scanning all of my Inktober pieces right now. I stopped for a minute just to finish editing this video. So all of these pieces are going to go up on my Store Envy for sale sometime this week. I have to scan and clean them up and post them and list them and everything, so it's gonna take me a little bit, but keep an eye out on my Twitter and my Tumblr and my Instagram, because when everything is available for sale on Store Envy, I will make an announcement. I imagine it'll probably just take a day or two, and then I'm thinking I might play around with these and format them to put up on Redbubble. Because I know that my description says I have a Society 6, but I'm thinking of switching to Redbubble. I kind of like their website a little better. So I'm going to make some changes to my YouTube channel to reflect that. So, you know, once I get around to putting these up in other places, I will let everybody know. So yeah, just keep an eye out on my other social media sites, because that's where I make announcements like that. But yeah, so I went in with a lot of thin washes to get the value that I wanted, and because the background was so dark, she kind of got lost in it a little bit, but I fixed that at the end. But it took me a little while to get the level of darkness that I wanted. And even though I decided later on to add my Finetec into certain areas, I still did gray washes on those areas, mostly because I was kind of thinking that if I did the Finetec thin enough, the shading would still show through. That's not how it worked out, but it didn't affect the painting too much, so it was still a lot of fun to work on. So yeah, this whole Inktober video thing was kind of insane. It was kind of a fun process. You know, it really got me motivated to make really good things, because the past two Inktobers I did very simple drawings. And this year I went a little, you know, beyond that, but I honestly don't think that I could do this video challenge again, because of just how much work it was, and how many times like I went out, or when I went to Lowell for the weekend, or if I found myself, you know, running around with my dad for a day, I wouldn't have time to do art and a video. So yeah, no, I don't think I could do the video thing again, but I did enjoy doing something like this. It was kind of a fun little challenge, but I'm going to take a little break. And I'm going to go back to Saturday videos again. I already know what this Saturday's video is going to be. It's going to be something very simple and easy to record, and then I'll just go right back into my usual stuff. So yeah, so I didn't really have a clear color scheme in mind when I was using the Finetec, unfortunately. I knew that I wanted the flowers to be reddish, and mostly I haven't really like used the Finetec that much, so this was mostly just an excuse just to use like every color I possibly could. So in some cases, you know, I think the colors worked well, and in some of them I kind of had to go over them, or clean up a few things because I had an idea and then it turned out not to look so good and I had to fix it. which you'll see in a little bit. But overall, it was a lot of fun, and like I said, I'm very, very happy with this piece, and this is definitely going to be like a staple piece of mine for like prints or advertising or whatever. Like, I might make business cards with this on it, so pretty happy with it. But yeah, so how did everybody else do on your Inktober challenges? I've noticed a few other YouTubers doing daily video challenges as part of the month-long art thing too. So did everybody else manage to keep up with it, or did you get burnt out like I did? Because it's definitely a lot to commit to, but it's a fun exercise, I guess. Yeah, so here I did like the gold on the flowers instead of the black lines, and then I thought it just looked a little too, it didn't look so good. It kind of, the edges got lost, so I went back in with my pocket brush pen and just kind of re-outlined them. So, but yeah. And I also used my Winsor and Newton gold ink, so I kind of used like everything I had pretty much on this piece, because I just kind of, this was like my grand finale, so I just kind of went nuts, and I think it was totally worth it. So yeah. Anyway, I guess that does it for this video. It does it for Inktober as well. So like I said, everything will be up on Store Envy in a couple of days, so just keep an eye out on my social media for that announcement. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I guess I will see you guys in my next art video, which will be this Saturday, with my old schedule resuming. So yeah. Anyway, thanks again, and have a good Halloween, everybody. Bye. Say this one and Gene Wilder are my favorites in terms of like how they came out. They look most like the actual people, and I was just really pleased with them. But yeah, so this completes the Young Frankenstein series. I had a lot of fun working on it. It was really fun to get it ready to go up. So yeah, I put a layer of masking fluid on this. So my only plan for it tonight is to do the background and let it dry overnight, and then I'll do the actual like detail.